Chicken for Breakfast podcast, where we have all the answers to one very simple question.
What's cooking, Magic?
I'm your host, Magic. I'm here with today's guest, Owen. What's
Yes.
cooking, Owen?
Nothing much, just cooking up the next video for you and David's reacts.
That's a great segue, man. You answered that perfectly. So, for those of you who don't know, Owen is our editor for the React videos on the channel for right now.
Yes.
How's that going for you? How are you liking that?
It's fun. It gives me it keeps me in the house sometimes, but I'm okay with it. I get to really just speed up my editing process now, and I get to make fun of mostly David because it's just the stuff he says is just so easy to just make fun of.
Yeah, we were actually talking. I was like, man, this dude is always clowning on David, but it's not. I know it's all fun. I know it's all jokes and stuff. But David, he knows his stuff though. He knows his content, which is why it's like,
Yeah, it's weird because like he'll say one thing, it's like, okay, what is this guy talking about? And like 3 minutes, 4 minutes later, it's like it pops up like that. I'm like,
dude, that is. We were just talking about that the other day. I was like, David, how do you say something, and then it happens? I'm like, you crazy. He's actually the magic one.
He just knows.
Yeah.
He always knows.
I'm telling you, he's on his stuff. But your edits are really cool, right? You can tell they're different. They're not really you keep it engaging, right? You add those funny moments into everything.
Yeah.
You make everything kind of I want to keep watching. I want to know, is there going to be another joke? Is there going to be another edit?
Point. Like the whole point of the React videos, like if you watch now, you want the best bits of what you guys are saying, like anything you say that's at least I can get a chuckle out of the editor, me, and it's gonna be good.
100%. I do have a question because I'm used to editing all of my own stuff, right? And I think I'm funny, but I'm not always funny. Do you ever think like, man, these guys are funny?
There's a few parts where I would say yes, you're pretty good at being funny. But then there's some parts where they'll say something, and then just complete silence.
Yeah, I feel my jokes never land.
Like they'll land maybe 25% of the time, and the rest it's just like David's just like, "Yep." or there's and I seen in the last two I edited for Reacts, I was gonna put in this one a counter of how many times you guys say dope or all right, because you say dope a lot. In the first two episodes, like dope, and David's like all right. I'm like, you guys start saying something else.
Yeah.
I was hoping to get that counter for this next episode, but you guys didn't even say it. No dope, no all right.
Maybe it just wasn't dope. maybe nothing went right. It's kind of fun. It's always fun to get that kind of feedback too, because I don't know. I don't want to speak too much on David's behalf, but he and I are kind of like, I don't want to say rebirthing. That sounded weird. He and I are kind of going into this new Chicken for Breakfast rebrand per se.
Yeah.
We're kind of going into it together, and David's a huge help to the podcast, and we're like, I love making content. I love shooting those kinds of videos.
Yeah.
Love doing something new. We've got different forms of content on the channel, but it's always fun to get that kind of feedback where it's like, hey man, Johnny, you're not funny. Magic, you're not funny. Which that happens. But you do make it funny. You make it better.
That's my job.
Yeah, 100%. And you do it very well. So, do you have an editing background?
Well, I went to for context, I graduated high school 2 years ago. So 2022, I graduated high school, and during high school, I went to a career center for media. So basically, I learned the ins and outs of almost the four, I would say four major, maybe five major like things in Adobe. That's counting Cinema 4D. I know Cinema 4D, Premiere Pro, After Effects, Adobe Animate, and Photoshop.
So you know a little bit of all of that.
Yeah, and I know Pro Tools.
That's kind of fun. I didn't know that. I wish I knew a little more on Animate and 4D. I've never used. Is it Canon or Maxon?
Maxon.
Maxon. Yeah, I need to mess around with that a little more. So you kind of, because I know you from you're actually one of our students at OMS as well. So that's how we met. But you did schooling before that as well.
Yeah, I went to the Career Center, and
Cool.
I learned ins and outs of cameras, softwares. Like we had sets, the news. We knew how to do news. and I went to. There's a competition within career centers for everything that's in a career center, like all the different classes and
Right.
stuff. They go to one big competition, and it's called Skills USA. I have the shirt on right now.
Ooh,
I wear the shirt a lot. I got it. Where you just go there and you're competing against other schools in Ohio, just in your career stuff. So, if you win first place, your school you'll go to nationals and you'll play the states.
that's really wild. Did you? How far did you make it?
Only the Ohio.
Oh, dang,
Only
dang.
the I forgot what it's called. Divisional round, I guess.
Oh, word. Okay, cool. Well, I kind of, I kind of picked up on. I was like, this dude picks up on stuff fast, right? Because with you being one of our editors, like I kind of showed you some of my tricks and how we did it, and I think that made it a little faster for you.
It made it 10 times faster.
Yeah. I was like, yo, check this out, dude. And some of that we figured out on the spot. Like you
That
might
stuff
think
was-
I knew that. I didn't know
It
some
was
of that.
cool though.
Yeah, it was really fun. It's really cool. I kind of figured you had some prior training into it, but overall, like your media skills are really good.
Yeah.
You can do a podcast on anything, man. I've seen it. You can talk about anything.
I can. There's a lot of interesting things that happened in my life within 19 years. Like, there's a lot of stories that just don't make sense in how we end up in these situations.
Would you say you're the main character?
No, not really. I don't think I'm
Ooh.
very main character because I'm usually just the driver. I drive everybody when I know because they don't make money.
bro is the baby driver.
Basically, good movie.
Good
It's
movie.
like my favorite movie.
I've referenced that movie 5 times this week, and I have no idea why. I've never even seen that movie.
You never seen that
I've
movie?
never seen that movie. I've seen like the opening scene of it because it's cinematically the best.
That's how the movie was created though. That first song.
Really?
Bell Bottoms.
I did not know that.
Edgar Wright heard that song. He said, "This is a movie."
You know, it's funny. We were here the other day. I think it was yesterday. We were here the other day with the producer, and we ended up going over to the storage unit, and we came back, and I drive a little red car,
Yeah.
and he said we pulled a baby driver moment because there was like another red car like right next to us, another red one that looked exactly the same, and they followed the wrong car, so it's kind of fun. I'm the main character for real.
I don't. Maybe.
I love it.
It's hard to kind of set down who has main character.
That is true.
I guess energy or whatever it's called.
I used to say, if you call yourself the main character,
You're not.
you're not the main character. But you said you have a lot of experiences, like just things that don't make sense. Give me like the craziest thing. Give me like the craziest story you have.
All right, so I'll give you a. I don't know if this is the craziest, but my buddy told me this story. So where we live like royal like suburban hood like neighborhoods basically, and he's coming home. It's like 2 a.m. Him and his buddy they're driving through like a kind of like a very like populated like where there's like bunch of like 300 homes like in like roads 300 homes. They're coming home and he's big truck, and they see like lights and they're in the woods. And they just see like a tan, like hairy figure just standing there.
Yo,
And like they start freaking out. Like they're off of nothing too. So they know it's real. They drive home. He's like, I was scared. Like I sat in my room just like wide, eyes open, just looking for it.
yo,
I'm like, what? What are you looking at? He's like, I don't know. He's like, I looked it up. He's the Ohio Bigfoot. They think they saw the Grassman. That's what it's called.
oh my gosh, that is wild, dude.
And I tell him like, I'm not gonna believe you until I see it.
Yeah,
So if we're gonna go, if you want me to see it, we're gonna go look for it.
I have no idea. I have no response to that. That's so fun. They was he like genuinely scared?
They were genuinely scared.
So they
like,
weren't pulling your leg. You were
No.
like they were
like
serious.
the dude like he said my buddy's name Grayson. He looked at him and was like, Grayson, you see that? He said, I don't know what you're talking about. He says that if like he's some weird stuff's happening. He's like, I don't want to talk about
He's
it.
just trying to ignore it. Yeah, that's crazy. It's like a defense mechanism. I was actually watching a podcast that Joe Rogan did. Joe Rogan has interviewed a lot of people who claims that they saw Bigfoot, and he does not believe it anytime. He's always just dogging him. He's always like, "Nah, that ain't real.
Yeah, like
That ain't real. There's no proof."
I do that all the time. Like people with talk about like Wendigos and all that. I'm like, skinwalkers. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, it makes zero sense to believe this random stuff until you see it.
So you're not like a super. Do you believe in ghosts?
That's the one thing I believe in. Oh, I have a ghost story.
Oh, go for it, man.
This
Go
is
for
perfect segue. So back in my old neighborhood, Newburgh Heights, you put it exactly. My house, my neighbor's house, there was a ghost in it, and the reason we knew that because I think the dude was buried under the floorboards, like the husband who used to live there. I think his name was like Rick or Rich. I don't really know what the name is. I'm coming up with a name. Rich the ghost. So my neighbor, he had an attic, and everybody will be outside. Attic light turns on.
it. Yo,
He's like, oh, that's just Rich. I'm like, what? What do you mean it's just Rich? That makes no sense. And then Rich used to mess with his alarm. So in the middle of the night, his alarm clock would go off.
nah, bro.
And he'll be like, Rich, I swear to God, if you keep
Nah.
doing this, I'm leaving this house. And then he'll stop.
Yo.
That's why I believe in ghosts, because of that neighbor's house.
Wait. So there was this ghost that he just wanted some company.
Yeah.
He just wanted some company, and
He
the
was
guy
cool.
was totally cool with it.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know, man. There was a place in my hometown. It's a historic mansion, pretty much.
Is it Mike Tyson's mansion?
No,
Because that's
no.
abandoned in Ohio.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Is it really? I come from like a really small town. They actually did an episode of it on some paranormal activity
Like Ghost
TV show.
Adventures or
Yeah.
something like
I think that was the actual one. They did an episode on this mansion specifically, and everyone in my hometown always thought it was haunted. But they do like open tours in the daytime, so I
Yeah.
don't understand like if that was real,
They
how they would do that.
my buddy, his family would do it a lot. They would go to those places and get for his birthday. It was specifically for his birthday. They would get it where it's just him and his family, and they would go do those ghost tours, and stuff actually happened to them too.
See, I don't know that I believe it. I don't know that I believe it, man. I've seen I like one of my favorite TV shows is Supernatural, and so
Okay,
I've
yeah.
seen I've seen some of the portrayed lore of a lot of these like Wendigos, all of these
Yeah.
shapeshifters, skinwalkers, things like that. I've seen all that kind of stuff, and I'm not buying it.
I don't buy it. I only buy Ghost. That's the only thing I get with. But the whole, Wendigos, they only eat your bones.
Yeah,
That makes no sense.
ain't no way, ain't no way. That'd be
It's-
wild though. I could become a shark, just not having bones.
Oh yeah. I was
Yeah,
like, where are
that'd
you
be
going
wild.
with this? One? I'm like, what?
If I lost all my bones, I'd be a shark. And
Just be a worm.
yeah, I was trying to go with something cooler than a worm, but you know.
Worms are pretty cool.
What?
Yeah, they're pretty cool.
Why are worms cool? Other than what they actually do.
You have two heads. And you get cut in half. You got two different bodies, man.
That would be painful. If
But
I'm
the-
used to living with two heads and then you rip me in half, like that wouldn't be like, oh, I got two bodies now. It'd be like, ow, I just got ripped in half.
I think it would be cool though.
It might be cool. It might be cool, but getting eaten by birds is also not.
And fish.
And fish, yeah. Like, how do people know that fish like worms? That's my question. How do we discover that? Because like fish are in water, worms
Yeah.
are on land. How do you just figure out that fish like worms? I've always wondered.
I don't know. That seems kind of. They might have just found something that moves and they just threw it in there and then
I don't know.
vision based off of movement.
Yeah, I don't know. That could be it. That could be it. Yeah. Do you believe in aliens?
No, not really.
I believe in aliens for one sole reason. Lil Dicky. Lil Dicky convinced me that aliens exist.
The rapper?
The rapper. Yep.
He
Lil
convinced
Dicky.
you that aliens
100%.
exist. And how did he
100%.
do
There's a
that?
song where he talks about aliens, and he talks about how why wouldn't God make aliens, right? I've had some good conversations with people, but aliens, they gotta be real, man. I'm saying something's gotta be out there. There's no way. There's no way. That's the one thing I think that of all the supernatural
Yeah.
level stuff, I would agree with aliens existing in some capacity. I don't think we'll ever meet them. I don't think we'll ever see them.
And
I-
I think in our lifetime we won't see him.
Exactly,
won't
100%. And if I do, that's gonna be wild.
That's the day like I see that blue light in my backyard and I said, I'm out of here. Get in the car, I'm gone. You're not seeing me if I see three dudes, three things come from the sky in a blue circle light land in my backyard. I'm like, what am I doing? I'm
What
not
are you
gonna
gonna
stand
do?
there.
That's a good. What are you gonna do?
What are they gonna do, and what am I gonna do?
Well, I'll tell you what they're gonna do. You know what they're gonna do.
Yeah, I do know what
They're gonna probe you.
Yeah.
Yeah. You already knew. You
I
already
already
knew. You already
Yeah.
knew.
TV kills you for that. It's like
They do.
aliens probing.
Yeah, 100%. And I don't know that that's really. I don't think they would have a reason to, other than research purposes. But if something is experimenting on me because they're smarter than me,
I don't know how I feel about that.
yeah, it happens. It's a circle of life.
Yeah, I guess.
Things happen. Things happen. I don't know, and
Yeah.
I don't want to know. I will leave it unsaid. I will leave it right where it is, which is up in the air, quite literally.
Yeah.
100%. What else you got, man? What's cooking? How are you enjoying life? Everything going all right?
Yeah, life is always good. You know, live life. I mean, the way I see life is, you always got something to laugh about. There's always something you can laugh at, and that's what keeps you going. The one thing I do every day before I go to sleep is I'll laugh. I'll laugh before I fall asleep.
Really?
Yes.
How do you do that? That's wow. That's kind of
Well,
cool.
I just
How do you
think
do
of,
that?
Just think of funny stories of people, like my friends. Will think of some. I'll think of some random story, and I'm just like, and I'll go to sleep. And I also sleep like that. Like I'm the only person I know, well, except for my father, I can just sleep on command.
What? That's insane.
Like just close my eyes and sleep. Like,
So how's that treat you? You enjoy every day then, huh?
yeah.
Because you wake up, you just laughed, you go to sleep,
Yeah,
wake up with the good
there's-
energy.
there's no point to be looking at your day and being like, oh, I gotta go do this. Like sure, like high school was always like that. It's like I gotta go to high school at 6 in the morning. Like come on, like can we put it later? Like, give me my extra hour.
That's really fun. I like the attitude there.
But then like once I became adult out of school, it's like this. What is the point of being dreadful of my day? I gotta make the most out of it. I only have one life.
Right.
So live it to my fullest. And I always say, if I died, I had fun. I lived a good life. I'll tell you that.
We're getting some wholesome Owen moments. I like it, man. I like it. That's it. I wish that because I used to be very peppy like that too, and then I started working a lot, and I kind of let work kind of get to me, and I still do it to this day. I think that work really like beats people down.
Yeah, it really does. Like, there's some people who I see like they're just living for the paycheck, and I get that. I like money, but sometimes you just got to be like, put the money aside and just go do something. Like, hang out with friends.
Yep.
Take the day off.
100%. I know. Actually, one of our crew members actually quit their job just to do this, like full time film, full time everything.
It's your dream.
It's like I'll drop money in a minute. I'll drop a job in a minute to do what I love.
Yeah.
And that's a really hard thing to do, really hard sacrifice to make. But
it is.
If you don't like your job, mental health is more important than money. So if you are not having a good time, if you're not enjoying your life, if you're not living like Owen, if you're not living like Larry, you're not living. You're not living. So yeah. That's a really good message that you can help send out.
And just no matter how old you are, you still have dreams. Just go do them.
That's true. That's a Logic reference. Have you ever heard Logic's Last Call?
No.
In Logic's Last Call, he says something like that. He's like, "What's stopping you? Just go do it, man. Yeah. Just go do it. You got no reason not to right now. The only thing stopping you is your excuses, man. Yeah, 100%.
Who stops you is you."
So before we close out here, I really appreciate your editing. I really appreciate you helping us out. I hope you continue to learn and grow. What's the goal? Like, where do you want to go?
Well, it's still just really up in the air. I'm cool with whatever in film, media, wherever I can be. I don't know. As soon as I get out of school, which is 2 weeks probably.
Yeah.
I'll just start looking at places to go. I might go work as a PA, just as PAs on different bunches of sets. I think that's the right wording, because my buddy did it for a little bit. He worked on Street Outlaws, the show.
Oh, cool. Yeah. That's really cool. So just living the filmmaker's dream.
Just keep traveling or go work in sports.
Work in sport. Yeah, I know you're a big sports guy. I am not, so that's a conversation you'll have to table for another day. But it's definitely a good goal, and I
Yeah.
think that from like a personal level, right? I think that that's a really good goal for you. I think you're well on your way. I've seen your energy when you're podcasting. Like this was a great conversation. Your edits are good. You pick up on things really quick. But
Yeah.
most importantly, you want it, and you can tell that you want it. Like you don't just go to school to go to school. You go to learn, and you want to learn, and you want to be there. You're one of the few that I think is there every single day, every single day.
Most of the time.
Most of the time, you know.
Sometimes it's like, all right, like I already know what we gotta do. It's like, all right, I don't need to be there, or I might go do something else for a little bit.
But I mean,
You're
you
living.
get everything done.
Yeah, as long as the work's done, that's how I see it. If I leave my work day, well, technically now I don't really work because I got an intern because he's got to replace me. So I kind of tell him, you got to do it all. I'm here to help you.
Wait, you got an intern?
Yeah, I have an intern where I work.
The intern has an intern? That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's really fun. That's really fun. 100%. Well, I definitely want to extend a hand that you're always welcome. You're always welcome here. You're always welcome to hop in on a shoot.
Yeah.
You're always welcome to edit. And I know that sounds like a lot of work, but at the end of the day, the more we learn and the more we grow, the better the connections we make.
Yeah.
Especially being tied to this wonderful studio that we have. Shout out to Studio Zero.
Cool.
Yeah, it's really dope, right? This is one of our we just built this set, so it's really cool. Being tied to a studio like this is not a bad option, especially with the projects that we've got coming up.
Yeah.
And I definitely encourage you to hop on and stick around. And I appreciate all that you've been doing. And give David a break. You know, David's a really cool guy.
He's pretty cool.
Yeah. He'll tell me if it's too much, right, David? Yeah. He's good. He's good. So, any closing thoughts or what you got going?
Closing thought is don't ever make me act. I can't act for nothing. all through high school they made me act. I can't act. I'm not good at it. I'll look at the camera every time. That's just how I was. They still make me act now. If they ever want, anytime they want to do film work, like you gotta act. Come on, man, just give me something else. Like no one else can act, or nobody else can talk in front of a camera.
So, that's a pickle.
It's
That's
a bit of a
pickle and a half. Yeah.
Like acting, you gotta you gotta be patient with me a bit because I'm not good at it.
Is it a mental thing? Like, do you think you're not good at it, or you just don't think you're good at it?
I
That was the
don't
same
think-
question
I just
twice.
don't think I'm good at it.
You just don't think you're good at it.
No,
Well, I'm not gonna ask you to do it, but
I'm good at improvising.
see, that's a skill. That's a skill and a half. That's what I feel like with all of our dialogue on the channel, especially like our react videos. I think the improv levels,
They're pretty.
especially from the beginning. I mean, I feel like David and I at the beginning we started really learning
Yeah.
the flow of everything. I think we're making better content each time, which
Yes.
is kind of fun. Improv is very good. Are you? I know you're funny, but are you like funny?
Like just saying stuff out of the blue.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I'm pretty good at just saying random stuff sometimes. Then there's sometimes where you gotta be professional funny. So
What does
this-
that look like? What do you mean professional funny?
This isn't
Oh
my-
yeah.
You gotta
Okay.
be a bit professional.
Yeah.
Pull it in. It's my image, and then as soon as it's like no cameras, boom, it'll be something else.
I get what you mean. Like cameras are rolling. Don't be lacking.
Yeah.
Caught in 4K.
Can't be caught in 4K.
Yeah. 100%. Well, man, appreciate you for being here.
Yes,
This
thank
was
you.
really fun. I enjoy having you on.
Thanks for having me.
If you guys, wait, we need to plug you up here, man. Where can we find you?
Oh,
What am I doing? What a terrible host. Where can we find you?
you can find me on Instagram at Ross the Train, no capitals.
Ross the Train, no capitals.
Yeah.
Underscores in between.
I don't remember. I don't remember my own. I don't remember a lot of things.
You know, that's not great. That's not great.
I think it's easy. Just look at. There's nobody else named Ross the Train. I'll tell you that right now.
Which is kind of surprising. That seems like a really generic, like, meme name.
I came up with it when I was younger. It's
Mimi.
like, this is a good name.
Did you have social media growing up?
Like middle school.
Middle school? That's
I had a. My favorite phone ever was a slide phone. I love that phone to death. That thing was so cool.
I didn't get a phone until I was 16, but
I
that's
had
okay.
that slide phone was so cool. You could play Tetris and Uno on it.
Yo, I'm jealous
Those
now.
are my two favorite phone games ever.
I'm jealous now. But go follow this guy. Check him out. He's gonna be doing some big things.
Yeah.
You already are. Thank you so much for your help on the channel. And yeah, thanks for being here, man. We're gonna close out this
Thanks for having
episode.
me.
Make sure that you do all the things, like, comment, subscribe. You ain't even gotta do all that.
Do all nine. That's his favorite words. All nine.
All 9. The whole 9. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, you
All
know.
nine.
Dope. All right, we'll catch y'all later.